Yo, what is up? My name is Rich. Welcome back to another video. So I get asked this a lot, so of course if I get asked something a lot, I gotta make a video on it, right? So which print production method should you use for your t-shirts? Well, they all have their pros and cons. There's no one perfect way, but let's dive into it. So the most popular one, and the one that dates back to time and time, I don't know how many years it dates back to, is screen printing. So screen printing is great if you want to get a whole bunch done at one time. Say if you got tons of t-shirts done, you can get it done quickly, really fast, but it's gonna be hard to do one-off prints. It's more so if you want like 70 plus, I mean more than 70, but you know, just a whole lot of t-shirts of the same exact design. So this design right here, over and over and over and over, and it's typically pretty cheap to do. So if you're doing it yourself, you got the cost of the screen depending on the type of screen and the size of it, between like 20 to 50 bucks, at least from the time I've done screen printing. And then the cost of the inks, it's only going to be a few cents worth of ink that's getting printed onto the t-shirt. So take that into thought, but this is after you've learned how to do it properly. And of course you got your emulsion, stuff like that, but it's relatively cheap to do yourself. But not every single one of us is actually doing it ourselves. Some of us are going out and getting it produced by somebody else. So let's say we're going to a screen printer. Most of the times you'll find it $1 per print, even less if you find yourself a good printer, a contract printer. Sometimes even more. You'll find some people charge up to like $4 just for like a single print. Of course, it'll also depend on the quantity that you get done for the price breaks. Also, so each color is a single screen. So like this design right here is just one color, so that's just one screen. If you want a whole nother screen, a whole different color, that's a whole nother price on top of that. So let's say your screen printer is charging $1 per color per print. If you want a second color, then it'll be $2 and so forth. So if you had a 3-color print, it would be $3 per t-shirt. And typically screen printers also charge a fee on top of all that, which is a setup fee, and also sometimes your screen fee. So sometimes they separate the setup fee and the screen fee. Sometimes it's all together, but most of the times it's per screen. So let's say if it's just one screen, anywhere between 30 to like 60 bucks per screen is what your screen printer is going to charge you. But if you're doing 2 colors, then it's going to be 2 screens. You know, so if the screen is 30 bucks each and you're doing a 2-color print, it's gonna be $60. And then for each t-shirt, if it's $1 print each, it's gonna be $1 on the first color and another $1 on the second color. So I hope that makes sense. And that's for each pass, every single t-shirt. Hope that makes sense to you. So the cons to this is if you want to do a whole bunch of different t-shirt designs, or if you don't have the capital to do a whole bunch of t-shirts at once just yet. Also like full color t-shirt designs. So some screen printers do CMYK prints with four screens, but not every printer does that, and it's only a select handful of printers that actually do that. So typically they'll charge per color, so also keep that in mind. Full color prints is going to be hard to do with a screen printer, and also if you only want a small amount of t-shirts, and also if you want a whole bunch of different designs for a small quantity of t-shirts. All right, before we move on to the next production method, we have to take a quick thank you and shout out our sponsor for this video, which is Xyro. Yo, so check it out. If you're looking to make a website really quick, Xyro is your answer. Xyro is a website builder, and you can literally build a website within an hour. Really easy to use, very plug and play, drag and drop, and it's absolutely one of the most affordable platforms built. So make sure you use my code HustleNinjas or click the link down below to get up to 72% off plus 3 months free with any yearly plan. Crazy. So let's go ahead and check out Xyro. Choose a template real quick. Let's go ahead and check this out. Choose a template that we like. And on the topic of screen printing, let's say we needed a website for our screen printing business. I'm gonna go ahead and build a website for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this template because I like this one right here. Click start building. Check it out. I'm just gonna go ahead and click right here. Change the logo, replace it with my own Hustle Ninjas printing logo. It's really that simple. Now I need to go ahead and change this background right here. Just gonna click change background, put in my own image. now I have my own screen printing image. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this image right here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and click on this little gear icon right here. I would like to lower the opacity on the background. Alright, so I also don't need this. Just gonna go ahead and click delete read blog. Now let me show you how easy it is to add an element. I'm just gonna click on this plus sign right here and click on the text and drag it onto the image. So now I got my main title for my website, and if you see here, you see this little grid. You see how simple it is to drag things along this actual website. So now I just scroll down here, typed in get a quote right here. I typed in we approve your quote right here, and now I changed this one to enjoy your product. Now all I have to do is change the images to something that resembles these texts, and I'm pretty much good to go. Only one last thing I need to do is come on and click on this button right here and click get a quote. So now I have a call to action for the customer, and right down here all I have to do is click link to email, type in my email, so whenever someone clicks on get a quote, they're already emailing me for a quote. So this is a very quick and easy website builder for your business. So make sure you either use my code Hustle Ninjas or click the link down below. Alright, so the next thing we're going to jump into is direct to garment. Direct to garment will be your choice for full color prints. This is pretty much just like a standard printer where you put a t-shirt in it and it just prints right on top of it. Of course, you got the pre-treatment that also sets on top of it if you're doing a dark garment shirt. Some people don't do the pre-treatment on a light color shirt, some people do. But anyways, this is just a full color print on top of a t-shirt. So if you're getting it done by somebody, you're probably looking between like 8 to 16-ish bucks each. It really depends on the printer that you're going to, the size of the print, and if you're doing it on a light or a dark color shirts. However, with this, you can get low quantities done, and also one-off prints if necessary. So if you went to a direct-to-garment printer and you wanted 12 full color prints and you wanted 12 different t-shirts, 12 different designs, it might just be like 15-16 bucks each. They might charge you on the higher end because you're doing like 12 different ones, but they might give you a better price whenever it's 12 full color prints and it's the same design. They might go down to about like 12 bucks or so, but take these prices with a grain of salt. I'm just giving you some kind of ballpark. Of course, it's not going to be accurate, but it's going to be pretty similar to those prices. Now, if you want to buy a direct-to-garment printer, it only costs a few cents to print. It's only a few cents for pre-treatment and stuff like that. But the hassle is typically in setting up because you have to do the pre-treatment, you have to cure that, and then you have to get it printed. But it's not too bad. However, it's pretty expensive to get yourself a direct-to-garment printer to begin with. There are a few that are like in the 10-12 grand price range. Of course, you can do the DIY route, build your own for like 5-6 grand, and the prices can get really high. You're looking at the Aeon, is that how you say it? Aeon, something like that. But the Cornet as well, you're looking at like 50 grand and up for a super solid direct-to-garment printer. So just keep that in mind. Full color prints if you want to do different types of designs and in full color. So that might be an option that you're looking for. Now let's look into heat transfers. So you have your heat transfer vinyl, which is something that's for a very simple design. You can't really do intricate designs like that. You can, but it'll be a hassle. When it comes to heat transfer vinyl, first of all, if you're doing it yourself, it's only a couple dollars per like foot or so. That's going to be your cost for the actual t-shirt. So sometimes it can be $2, sometimes it can be up to $4. It can be pretty pricey depending on your size of design, but you can get for as low as like $2, even less than that if you're doing like pretty much a smaller size like this. So with heat transfer vinyl, quality is not the greatest. It's practically like a sticker on a t-shirt. There's some different types of heat transfer vinyl quality. There's like a stretch material that feels a little better, but just remember, feel is subjective, so keep that in mind. But this is a very easy way to get into the actual t-shirt game, is heat transfer vinyl, because you can find some fairly cheap vinyl cutters. 2 grand is actually pretty cheap for something that's going to be paying you forever, you know, something that you can make a business out of. But then of course you got lower price stuff like Cricut and Cameos, like $300-400 bucks. That's a heck of an investment. That's gonna feed you, man. These vinyl cutters actually can feed you for the low price that it is. And of course you also got to get a heat press as well. Now with this heat press as well, of course you can do something like SupaColor transfers. You can get full color transfers done from a different company, pay a flat fee for those transfers, and then press it onto the t-shirt yourself. That way you don't always have to just invest into the blanks. Like with screen printing, you have to go ahead and invest in the blanks in order to get the t-shirts done. If you're getting heat transfers done from a different company like SupaColor, then all you got to do is stack up the inventory with your transfers, and you don't have to invest into the blanks just yet. So also with something like SupaColor, prices for that range as well. Depending on the size, you can get between like $1 to $4 each, and that's usually with a minimum of like 50 or so, where you can get down to like $2 for a decent size SupaColor. So that's just another option for you. You can do a full color, more intricate design if you head that route, but when it comes to actual heat transfer vinyl itself, you're going to be limited on the design, on how intricate it can be, and multiple colors are also going to be difficult. So keep that in mind for your print production methods. Now we're going to head into another one, which is dye sublimation. If you want full color t-shirts, like actual full color, I'm not just talking about the color, I mean like full print t-shirts, like the actual sleeves and all that, you have to use dye sublimation, but you're gonna have to do this on a polyester t-shirt. So to get something like this printed, you have to have a large format sublimation printer, or you can have like a smaller sawgrass printer and just print out a whole bunch of the large size papers and tape them together and then actually put it onto the t-shirt. So with this, you also need a large heat press, or you can use a standard size heat press and move the t-shirt around. So if you want dye sublimation, only costs a few cents per print as well, but for that size you'll probably get into the dollars. Still not as bad. However, cost of the printers, for a large format printer, you can probably find one for around $5 grand for like a used one, up to like 10 grand and so forth. I honestly haven't looked into the large format printers for dye sublimation into that much depth, but for the sawgrass printers, of course, you can get it for like $1 grand to $2 grand. And then you also have like your DIY route. You can get like those little Epson, I think it's the SupaColors or something, $700 or so. And you fill up the tank with just sublimation ink. So with that route, if you want to do it yourself, it's not going to be that expensive. And also, if you're looking for somebody else to do it for you, you're probably going to be looking in that same price range as a DTG print, anywhere between like $12 if you're just doing like something that size, like a standard t-shirt print. But for like a full color, can be up to like $20, even more sometimes, depending on who you go to. And of course, with this route, since it's just going to be printed once and it's not something like a screen for a screen printer where you're doing a whole bunch of passes for the same design, you could have a whole bunch of different designs as well, do one-off prints, and of course full color. So I hope this helps you out, because I keep getting asked which print production method you should choose, and those are pretty much your main print production methods. But there's also one more that's pretty popular, which is not actually a print, which is embroidery, which is of course stitching. So if you want to get something embroidered, I honestly don't have the right price points for that. I paid as little as like $3 to $5 each for like a full hat embroidery, and usually goes by stitching like 10,000 stitches. It's like $3 to $4, etc. So whoever's an embroiderer and is watching, I'm pretty sure one of y'all are, hop in the comments and help us out. I know you can, and I appreciate you. And that's pretty much it for this video. So you always got to put all those pros and cons together to decide on which production method you want to go with. Most of the time, if you're outsourcing, it's usually DTG or screen printing. If you're doing it yourself, heat transfer vinyl is usually the start, and that opens up your eyes to everything else that you want to jump into next. So I hope this video helped you out. Comment, like, subscribe. I'm gonna see you next time.
Hey Hustle Ninja, thanks for watching. Remember, if you want to support the channel and have the chance to win a giveaway to help your clothing brand, be sure to check out onlyninjas.com. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and stay hustling.